Okay, so my pack luck lately has been rubbish, literally rubbish. So I've decided to go ahead and take matters into my own hands. Welcome back to the Pokedex Binder Series, the series where I'm getting one of every Pokemon and adding it to my binder. So because I had a lot of rotten luck lately, I've decided to take matters into my own hands. I've got some mail here from WhatNot. WhatNot is an app where you can buy cards on auction, whether it's singles or packs, and then of course they ship them to you. So I've got a few to take a look at. As always, every time we take a look at a new card here, we're going to go ahead and add it to the binder and see if it's an upgrade or if it's a new addition. Hopefully around about 10 new singles as well as a pack to take a look at as well. So we're going to start off with the pack, and I'll put it just out of sight for a second. I'm going to go ahead and try and keep things a little bit spontaneous, and you'll be able to see a few cards sort of reveal themselves as we go. So we're going to take a look at the pack. Now the pack I believe was an Obsidian Flames pack, so we've got a few sort of commons etc in here, but again, as always, commons count a lot of the time if there's nothing already in that space. So we've got Toxtricity, Froakie, I think I've seen this card about a million times, Campra, Kangaskhan, that is a dupe, Wishcash, Eevee. I'm not sure about this artwork. The head's really big on Eevee. Anyway, Magnemite and Larvitar. So we're going to go ahead and see which ones of those go into the binder as new additions or upgrades. Going in at spot 81 then will be the Magnemite. We then have Larvitar in at 246. Camerupt is then in at 323. And then I believe it's Eeltrix is then in at 603. So in that same set and the same order, we've got 3 cards to take a look at. The first one in here is going to be Slowking EX, and that is from Paldean Fates. Look at this artwork. I tend to buy cards a lot of the time that have big artwork, so cover the majority of the card. They are my favorite. And this kind of style, some of them are hits and some of them aren't, and this one for me is a hit. I love the colors, I love it against the white background. The next card in that same order is a very similar one, and it's Tyranitar EX. Again, for me, the colors just absolutely pop on this one. The texture as well is absolutely awesome. And this one's from a different set. This is actually from Obsidian Flames, but you can just about see that kind of texture in there with the light reflecting off of it. Very, very pretty card, and one I cannot wait to get in the binder. And then the final one, now this card came from the pack that you saw at the very beginning, and this was the Gloom, and this is the illustration rare. Now I actually got a creator on WhatNot to open this actually on stream, and his reaction was awesome. And just look at the colors in this card. This is such an awesome card, and it's going to be a lovely upgrade to the card we've already got in here, and it is of course an illustration rare, which are my favorites. So Slowking and its EX card is going to go in as an upgrade. We have a uncommon at the minute. We're going to swap that out and we're going to slide in the new one. And for me, something like this is like an end result. Like, I don't know whether or not we'll find a better version potentially, but you know, time will only tell. Tyranitar EX then will go in alongside the rest of its evolution line in 248 and completes the set. We're going to go ahead and pop the beautiful Gloom in, and at 44 we're actually going to be replacing this common Gloom, and we're going to then slide in the new entry. And for me, I think that's one of the biggest upgrades we've made so far to the Pokedex Binder. Okay, next up in this order is a bubble wrapped card. Let's go ahead and open it up. Now you might be able to tell if you're new to Pokemon, as I sort of was, that the back of this would signify that it is a Japanese card. Now taking it out of its top loader, we can go ahead and see that it is Tangler from 151. Look at the artwork, look at the shine as well. Another very, very pretty card to go into the collection. We've got another card to take a look at, and this one is Zamazenta V. Very, very cool artwork. Some of the V cards for me, they don't really hit with the artwork, but this particular one really does. And then we've got another V card. It is a Gardevoir V. Again, really love the artwork. That's what I'm always looking for. I'm always looking for some of the more pretty cards. Now this one here is a fan favorite, so I imagine you're all going to enjoy it. It is a Pikachu EX, and this one is from Surging Sparks. It's not the super fancy one, but this one is still a lovely card nonetheless. And this one, just like sort of the other ones, they've got some lovely texture to them. In here, you can see all of that texture on there as the light shines across it, and also the colors in this set just seem to just absolutely glow. They seem to have more colors in it than some of the other sort of hollows that I've seen anyway. Next up, we have got a Caterpie, and that artwork is absolutely awesome. Back when I was collecting cards in the early 2000s, I don't think you'd ever see a card like a Caterpie get something as beautiful as this in terms of artwork. Really, really pretty. And again, another card that just the second I saw it, I had to order it. Very, very pretty. Next up, we have another, it is an Iron Moth, and we have this AR. Really, again, just really impressive artwork. That's just, for me, that's exactly what I want. I want the whole set to have sort of artworks that are just super pretty and just grab my attention. This is actually going to be a really cool upgrade as well to a sort of full art design as well. Very, very cool. And the final card we're going to flip is, it is Porygon Z. It is another sort of AR card, but again, another kind of full art design. I just find them so interesting, especially like all the different sort of elements in the background, the actual full artwork design. And for somewhat of a pretty sort of not really overly hyped Pokemon, this card is really cool. So number 114 Tangler goes in there right at the top alongside Kangaskhan, and that is a beautiful entry. So that will be number 889, now occupied by this new Zamazenta card. So Gardevoir is then going to go in and occupy as a new addition in 282. So that's going to be slot 25 with Pikachu going in. I do not doubt that we will go ahead and try to find some more Pikachus in the future, but for now this one will definitely occupy the space. So that will be number 10 in on the first page, giving the first page some nice decoration, because I want all the cards to somewhat have this kind of vibe to it, especially on the first page. You want them to be nice and impressive, and for me this is one of those that is doing justice to exactly that goal. Iron Moth then is going to go ahead and go right in at the back. Now we already have one in here. It is a reverse holo, and it is an uncommon. That's going to be swapped out. We're going to be putting in the brand new entry. The colors on that card, they're just popping, aren't they? And then we're going to go ahead and pop Porygon Z in at 474. It will slide in there, and that is our final entry into the decks. So the data has all gone in and the graph has been updated. Now that actually updates us now to a total, of course, of 218. I needed this episode. I needed an episode where we added a bunch of like special illustrations, cards. Yes, I know that have been purchased, but I think that's just going to be part of the process, especially towards the latter stages anyway. You know, I can't pack everything, otherwise the challenge will never come to an end. So for me, I needed this episode, and hopefully you enjoyed this episode. Let me know in the comments down below who or what card was your favorite, and I'll see you in the next one.